Good morning, everyone. Tina Spalding, Trance channel here today for our daily Course in Miracles lesson together. Thank you for joining me again today. Today we are doing lesson number 153. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. You who feel threatened by this changing world, its twists of fortune and its bitter jests, its brief relationships and all the gifts it merely lends to take away again, attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its gifts of seeming safety are illusory deceptions. It attacks, and then attacks again. No peace of mind is possible where danger threatens thus. The world gives rise but to defensiveness, for threat brings anger. Anger makes attack seem reasonable, honestly provoked, and righteous in the name of self-defense. Yet is defensiveness a double threat? For it attests to weakness and sets up a system of defense that cannot work. Now are the weak still further undermined, for there is treachery without, and still a greater treachery within. The mind is now confused, and knows not where to turn to find escape from its imaginings. It is as if a circle held it fast, wherein another circle bound it, and another one in that, until escape no longer can be hoped for nor obtained. Attack, defense, defense, attack become the circles of the hours and the days that bind the mind in heavy bands of steel with iron overlaid, returning but to start again. There seems to be no break nor ending in the ever-tightening grip of the imprisonment upon the mind. Defenses are the costliest of all the prices which the ego would exact. In them lies madness in a form so grim that hope of sanity seems to be but an idle dream beyond the possible. The sense of threat the world encourages is so much deeper and so far beyond the frenzy and intensity of which you can conceive that you have no idea of all the devastation it has wrought. You are its slave. You know not what to do in fear of it. You do not understand how much you have been made to sacrifice, who feel its iron grip upon your heart. You do not realize what you have done to sabotage the holy peace of God by your defensiveness. For you behold the Son of God as but a victim to attack by fantasies, by dreams, and by illusions he has made, yet helpless in their presence, needful only of defense by still more fantasies and dreams by which illusions of his safety comfort him. Defenselessness is strength. It testifies to recognition of the Christ in you. Perhaps you will recall the text maintains that choice is always made between Christ's strength and your own weakness seen apart from him. Defenselessness can never be attacked because it recognizes strength so great. Attack is folly, or a silly game a tired child might play when he becomes too sleepy to remember what he wants. Defensiveness is weakness. It proclaims you have denied the Christ and come to fear his Father's anger. What can save you now from your delusion of an angry God whose fearful image you believe you see at work in all the evils of the world? What but illusions could defend you now when it is but illusions that you fight? We will not play such childish games today, for our true purpose is to save the world, and we would not exchange for foolishness the endless joy our function offers us. We would not let our happiness slip by because a fragment of a senseless dream happened to cross our minds, and we mistook the figures in it for the Son of God, its tiny instant for eternity. We look past dreams today and recognize that we need no defense because we are created unassailable, without all thought or wish or dream in which attack has any meaning. Now we cannot fear, for we have left all fearful thoughts behind, and in defenselessness we stand secure, serenely certain of our safety now, sure of salvation, sure we will fulfill our chosen purpose as our ministry extends its holy blessing throughout the world. Be still a moment, and in silence think how holy is your purpose, how secure your rest, untouchable with its light. God's ministers have chosen that the truth be with them. Who is holier than they? Who could be surer that his happiness is fully guaranteed, and who could be more mightily protected? What defense could possibly be needed by the ones who are among the chosen ones of God by his election and their own as well? It is the function of God's ministers to help their brothers choose as they have done. God has elected all, but few have come to realize his will is but their own. And while you fail to teach what you have learned, salvation waits and darkness holds the world in grim imprisonment. Nor will you learn that light has come to you and your escape has been accomplished. For you will not see the light until you offer it to all your brothers as they take it from your hands. So will you recognize it as your own. Salvation can be thought of as a game that happy children play. It was designed by one who loves his children and who would replace their fearful toys with joyous games which teach them that the game of fear is gone. His game instructs in happiness because there is no loser. Everyone who plays must win, and in his winning is the gain to everyone insured. The game of fear is gladly laid aside when children come to see the benefits salvation brings. You who have played that you are lost to hope, abandoned by your father, left alone in terror in a fearful world, made mad by sin and guilt. Be happy now, the game is over. Now a quiet time has come in which we put away the toys of guilt and lock our quaint and childish thoughts of sin forever from the pure and holy minds of heaven's children and the Son of God. We pause but for a moment more to play our final happy game upon this earth, and then we go to take our rightful place where truth abides and games are meaningless. So is the story ended. Let this day bring the last chapter closer to the world, that everyone may learn the tale he reads of terrifying destiny, defeat of all his hopes, his pitiful defense against a vengeance he cannot escape is but his own deluded fantasy. God's ministers have come to waken him from the dark dreams this story has evoked in his confused, bewildered memory of this distorted tale. God's Son can smile at last on learning that it is not true. Today we practice in a form we will maintain for quite a while. We will begin each day by giving our attention to the daily thought as long as possible. 5 minutes now becomes the least we give in preparation for a day in which salvation is the only goal we have. 10 would be better, 15 better still. And as distraction ceases to arise to turn us from our purpose, we will find that half an hour is too short a time to spend with God, nor will we willingly give less at night in gratitude and joy. Each hour adds to our increasing peace as we remember to be faithful to the will we share with God. At times, perhaps a minute, even less, will be the most that we can offer as the hour strikes. Sometimes we will forget. At other times, the business of the world will close on us and we will be unable to withdraw a little while and turn our thoughts to God. Yet, when we can, we will observe our trust as ministers of God in hourly remembrance of our mission and his love, and we will quietly sit by and wait on him and listen to his voice and learn what he would have us do the hour that is yet to come, while thanking him for all the gifts he gave us in the one gone by. In time, with practice, you will never cease to think of him and hear his loving voice guiding your footsteps into quiet ways where you will walk in true defenselessness, for you will know that heaven goes with you. Nor would you keep your mind away from him a moment, even though your time is spent in offering salvation to the world. Think you he will not make this possible for you who choose to carry out his plan for the salvation of the world and yours? Today our theme is our defenselessness. We clothe ourselves in it as we prepare to meet the day. We rise up strong in Christ and let our weakness disappear as we remember that his strength abides in us. We will remind ourselves that he remains beside us through the day and never leaves our weakness unsupported by his strength. We call upon his strength each time we feel the threat of our defenses undermine our certainty of purpose. We will pause a moment as he tells us, I am here. Your practicing will now begin to take the earnestness of love to help keep your mind from wandering from its intent. Be not afraid nor timid. There can be no doubt that you will reach your final goal. The ministers of God can never fail because the love and strength and peace that shine from them to all their brothers come from him. These are his gifts to you. Defenselessness is all you need to give him in return. You lay aside but what was never real to look on Christ and see his sinlessness. And that is our long lesson for today. Lesson number 153, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. Let's see what Jesus has to say to us today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. And that, of course, was the lesson that I was teaching when I went to the cross. I was defenseless. I could have left at any time. I could have fought. But in my alignment with love, I knew that I was safe because I am an eternal spiritual being and my body is not who I am or was in that case. And the same is true of you. Do not be so beholden to the body. The body is what makes you fearful. The fear of loss of the body or control of the body or decorating of the body is the obsession of your Western society, getting it in perfect shape so that it's the perfect bait to get the perfect partner, to wear the perfect clothes or sit posed in the perfect car. These are all body-focused thoughts and activities, and they make you fearful because the body is so fallible. You must focus on spirit, which is eternal. Your everlasting life, your everlasting consciousness can never be destroyed. It always was and it always will be. The body is a temporary car in which you drive yourself around because you believe in separation, because you are believers in fear. And that is why it is so terrifying when you focus on the body. This is why when young people begin to overly focus on the body, they will become anorexic or bulimic. They are using all of their creative power in an effort to mold the body and control the body as the thing that is their salvation. And it takes them so deeply into fear that they often die. The mind, untrained, can do that. It has the same power as a trained mind. And so just as the trained mind can take you into a wonderful life where you focus on what you want more of and what you'd like to experience and learn and grow, and you can bring that into being. But if you are untrained, the mind can kill you. And that is true. So you see it around you in your society a lot these days. And so we really want you to understand what this defenselessness means. It means that you do not need to protect yourself against attack. When you defend yourself, you are attacked already because you are believing in your mind that an attack is imminent and you will live in fear, and that is a form of hell. When you begin to open your heart, relax, open your mind to new experiences, you are freer, you are more creative, you are more connected, and your body will follow along. You do not need to marshal it the way you do. It is being generated from the frequency of your mind. And so the more defensive you are, the more fearful you are, the more contracted you are, the more sick you are. The less defended you are, the more open you are, the freer you are, the happier you are, the more creative you are, the more abundant you are, the healthier the body is, because it is following along behind you. It has no volition of its own. So in defensiveness, you are proving your allegiance to separation in the ego mind. So be aware of where you feel defensive and begin to open up a little bit. If there's a person in your life around whom you shut down and cross your legs and fold your arms, the next time you're in their company, unfold your arms and be aware of what it is you fear. Do you fear attack from them? Well, then you are the one who is attacking because you are preparing for attack, anticipating attack, wanting attack. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't think about it. If you didn't want it, you would be relaxed and happy. So it is one of those cases of projection where our defensiveness causes the belief in the imminent attack, and that is where your creative power then goes. And so it will be, because you are that powerful. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and I will see you again tomorrow. Ooh, fluffy hair. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.